It's Friday, it's time to get unscrewed. Jason Bryant at unscrewed.co.nz. Jason, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, how you doing?
Thank you. I'm just mimicking.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like the trip.
I was a little bit... Yeah, right. I was trying to imitate. Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Sorry. Morning, Wammo.
Morning.
Yep.
You planning on going bike riding? You were just saying off here tomorrow morning. looking at my weather map, not a possibility.
Ain't happening.
No.
Ain't happening.
Yeah.
I'd be picked up in Auckland and dropped off in Southland.
What do you reckon? A bomb, as they say, a bomb?
It was I was listening to the radio about the weather earlier. And it's an explosive situation.
Explosive now, is it?
Explosive. We've detonated. We've bombed.
Yeah.
And now we're in an explosion.
Where could they go from there, do you think?
I have no idea.
A catastrophe?
No, we haven't. We've had those.
Weather black hole?
Yeah, I guess
everyone's just sucked into it?
Yeah.
Like we are right now, being sucked into the talk about the weather?
That's what I feel like.
Yeah. Although, I do feel like I need to talk a little bit about the weather, because riding along yesterday, I was thinking, it's a little bit brisk, isn't it? A little bit cool at this time of the day. And then I looked up at the trees, and the leaves had started to turn brown.
Did you get a receipt? Did you get a receipt and ask for a refund from nature?
It did not give me a receipt.
Try to cash it back.
Apparently I can't. No.
You can't?
No.
For 3 weeks, that's all I've had.
I think, how unfortunate.
Short-changed.
I was like, yeah, exactly. Really short-changed.
Yeah, but one of the things, like, it's going to really, or possibly affect the wine industry as well, positively and negatively, because obviously, in lots of places, kind of like, especially Marlborough, they're 2 weeks behind where they should be for vintage.
Yeah.
But also, it has been such a poor kind of weather pattern that we've experienced over the summer, from kind of November, from flowering to fruit set and stuff like that, that the crop load is going to be down like 25-30%.
Wow. Well, that's good,
Wine
though,
prices
because we've
going up.
Yeah.
Yep. So
not so good for the consumer.
Not so good for the consumer.
Will the quality be there? At the same time, the price might go up, but what about the quality?
Well, I think that New Zealand wine has focused and refocused now back on what it does and what it does well, and so the quality should be there. I think there'll still be some pretty strict quality assessment procedures in place to make sure that the fruit is of good quality that we are exporting. A lot of wineries export up to 85% of their total production, so you've got to be on the money for stuff like that. So yeah. Talking
about quality, ended up having the rest of the Spy Valley last week.
Couldn't really see that on the video last week.
Had issues with the video, but trust me, I did enjoy it with the shellfish that we had on the barbecue.
Oh, nice.
On Sunday.
Really, really good wine.
Really good.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how you're going to top that. What have you brought in this week?
Do you know, it's a wine that I only really know of 2 producers that are making this kind of wine variety to a decent enough standard to kind of almost represent New Zealand. Chenin Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, and notice how I dropped the C, because it's Blanc rather than Blanc.
Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc. And I hear a lot of people, and right across the spectrum, saying Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
Then you go to the UK and it's Sauvignon Blanc. They just dropped the C. It's muted.
Yeah. Which is what it should be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, but they're a bit closer to France. But it's Chenin Blanc has grown throughout the Loire, and it can be in a very dry, austere style, or it can be quite a sweet wine as well. But also, it can be made into bubbles, so it's quite versatile.
True.
Yeah. So, kind of Monmouceau has got a lot of Chenin. Sometimes they add a little bit of Chardonnay or whatever to plump it up a bit.
Yeah.
And or you can have it sweet, and you get kind of like sweet wine Chenin Blanc, or you get dry, or you get off dry, medium sweet. So yeah, it's quite versatile. And
I don't think I've ever had it before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Milton are the other. So this is Forrest.
Chenin. Chenin.
Chenin.
Chenin.
Chenin Blanc. And it's 2010 from Marlborough. And the other one is Milton from Gisborne, and they make Chenin Blanc.
Only 2
And that's
wineries.
the only 2 that I know, unless someone can tell me otherwise, that make it like a commercially viable wine, rather than just for themselves. And
I think when people go to the supermarket, they're very used to how the wine area is laid out, you know. And so once you see the Sauv, you see the Sauv, you know, you get Pinot Gris next to the Sauv, and you move into the Chardonnay. Where would this go on the wall? You know,
well, this is like, for me, it would kind of like sit on the other whites section,
right?
So
how often do people go and look at the other whites section?
It would kind of like sit probably in the Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Chenin Blanc section.
Because this wine obviously requires a bit of education. There's no way as a consumer I'd see that and go, I mean, sometimes I might be adventurous and can pick that up, but I know nothing about it.
So it's good to explore, and this is the first time that we've done it on the radio.
Yeah.
And we've really kind of stepped outside the box, even though kind of we are producing it here. By these two wineries. I've got to say that both wineries generally produce a fantastic example of Chenin Blanc. So yeah, it's I think that it's quite nice to kind of expose people to wines like this, so that they don't get trapped in the box. And with supermarkets, unless you've got someone holding your hand and telling you, "Oh, go and taste this or taste that," or someone's informed you should try it and you can find it here, most people will stick to the boxes of Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Gris, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and really that's kind of it, and they won't venture out, and so you end up getting less choice in supermarkets than shopping at a local
true
wine store.
All right, let's
tuck into
it.
So it's got a funky nose. There's a bit of toffee on the nose for me. A bit of toffee, a bit of baked kind of apple with some currants. Did you have
definitely really strong, but a little bit kind of mushroomy as well.
Yeah. It's got a earthy character. Yeah. For me, I've got that kind of earth, but I've also got this kind of baked, stewed apple, and my mum, for some reason, used to core it out and stick raisins and currants in the middle.
Nice.
And then we used to have a syrup over the top.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like that.
Right. So is this really a desserty wine?
No. Well, no, I'm saying...
We'll see.
Yeah. But I like the nose. It's an attractive... There's almost a flinty, gunpowdery smell there as well. You liking it?
Sweet. Definitely sweet. Some of that grapefruity sort of characteristic coming through as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of grapefruit there right now. It's explosive in my mouth. A bit like that weather pattern.
Yeah.
It's a
lay off it.
And it's right in my mouth, and it does, but it coats. There's an oiliness to it. There's almost an almond kind of character there as well, which kind of really envelopes the mouth, kind of coats it. And then you get the grapefruit, and then you get the apple. Yeah.
Definitely cooked apple, eh?
Yeah. Not just kind of the one that you pick off the tree, and it is a stewed kind of cooked apple.
Or the apple that's been fallen from the tree, slightly bruised, and then is starting to age on the ground.
Yeah, and cooked.
Yeah, and cooked.
And it's dropped only because of
it's
the weather
ripe.
bomb.
And the weather bomb. Okay.
Yeah. That's the reason. Do you like it though?
I do like it. Pair it with what?
It's a good question. Probably cheese for me.
Okay.
Some cheese. I go cheese.
So it's not quite
cheese.
desserty.
No. I mean, you've got a bit of fruit sweetness there, but it's not sweet enough to go with dessert.
Yeah.
I would place it either before dinner with some crackers and nibbles and little hors d'oeuvres, or on the cheese course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Just to refresh, what was that?
It was the Forrest Estate Chenin Blanc 2010 from Marlborough.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Jason.
My pleasure, and hopefully we'll survive this weekend's weather bomb.
We'll find out. The Unscrewed or just unscrewed.co.nz is where you head as well.